Okay, welcome back, guys. And today I'm going to talk about
You
Look at me.
Boxida, go home. Go home.
Apparently, I've got to go home. Today is Moan Day. Not Monday or Monday, if you're a Cockney. Moan Day. Because today I'm just going to moan about this awful, awful week. Not just this week, to be honest, last week as well. But for almost 2 weeks now, the weather in Isan, especially Khon Kaen, has been atrocious. It's been really, really, really bad. But I'll come on to that in a moment. I'm going to kick off this video with what I was talking about right at the start in my stupid intro. That was me saying that, by the way. But I was walking down the road. There was a snippet, a little sliver of blue sky on, I think it was Wednesday or Tuesday, I can't remember, it doesn't matter. I was walking down the road, I thought, get out, I need to get out of the house and do some exercise. And as I'm walking along, I just heard this. Why? Ignore it, and then a second later, why? I turned around and I looked, and there's this guy, and he went, Boxida! Boxida! I'm like, huh? Boxida is Isan for foreigner. But it's actually, even then, most people now still say Farang, like everyone else in Thailand. But old school is Boxida. And he's there, and he was like, he said, Oi, Boxida! And then he's pointing right at me, right in my face, like this. Yeah? Boxida! You! Go home. Go home. Same. Your country. Or country you, or somebody said. I'm like, okay. And I said, same. And then he said, poo. He said a word in Thai that I didn't know. And I was like, huh? And I thought, don't know. So I could have got angry, but I didn't. I went to 7-Eleven and I bought him some food and a drink. And I went to see him and gave him the food and said, hey, mate. And then he instantly changed. His whole attitude changed. And he was really, really nice. And he spoke a couple of words of English, very, very few, but he kept mashing it all together as English, Thai and Isan. And I'm like, so I got a bit lost. And ultimately he was telling me, I think he got kicked out by his family because he was on Yaba, which is ya, drug, ba, crazy, the crazy drug. And I saw him and he was just rifling through the bins, you know what I mean, getting some food or whatever, so that's why I bought him some food. And we had a little chat, and he was called Bag, something like that. In English, it was spelled P-A-R-K, but it was called Bag. You don't pronounce the P, it's a B, Bag sort of sound. And I had a little chat with him, he was nice, and I gave him another 100 baht. I think it probably would have gone on drugs or Lao Cow or something like that, but hey, whatever. You can only do what you can do. So I went home and I told my missus, she said, how was your day? And I said, oh, it was fine. And then I remembered this guy. And I went, oh yeah. He was, and I asked, said, what's this word, by the way? And I said, poo, and I can't remember it even now. It's one of those words that just don't stick with me. You just hear it once and it just goes straight through and out. Obviously not a lot in the middle anymore anyway. And after a bit of a discussion, because it took a while to work it out, I think he meant immigrant. So in a nutshell, in his English Thai Isan sort of language, I think he was saying, oi, foreigner, go back home to your country, and like the immigrants are doing in your country sort of thing. And I'm like, wow. So basically he was like, go home and sort out everything. I was just laughing because things like that don't bother me. It's very, very, very rare that anybody on earth says anything bad about foreigners here where I live. in Khon Kaen and Isan. They're generally nice people. You may get talked about behind your back. That I don't know, you know. You are potentially always going to be a bit of an outsider in Thailand, no matter what, no matter how much you integrate. That's inevitable. But I just don't let any of that get to me, so it didn't bother me. But then this week, I uploaded a couple of videos. I did, well, one was actually a couple of weeks ago, but I didn't actually read it until this week. And one was on Narathiwat. And Bo came home from work and went, "Have you had that message from that guy?" And there it is, there. And I'm like, no. And it was like some guy calling them Muslims for some reason, I don't know why. And he was basically saying, "Oh, why are you talking about this? Go back to your own country, da, da, da." And it's about Narathiwat, yeah, which is predominantly Muslim. But anyone who actually watched that video will know that all I did was promote the place, yeah, saying how great the people are, how great the food is, how great the scenery is. And you know why? Because it bloody is. It's a great place and I love it. And I don't think it's that unsafe, you know? And not only that, the added bonus of loads of dragonflies. Why am I not going to promote that? But this guy, whoever he is, clearly did not watch the video. He just read the title and thought, I'm going in. And this guy's like having a go at me. And not only that, I noticed he's actually called Farang something, some numbers. I'm like, what's this guy on about? Talking about go back to your own country, sort out your own immigrants. Same, and I'm going, huh? It's the same as this bloody guy. Was it the same one? And then not only that, I uploaded a video on Wednesday or something this week about how important healthcare is in Thailand. Anyone knows I've been ill, you'll see it, yeah, you know, and I uploaded it. I thought it was important to share with, especially British people who are not quite in Thailand yet, but are planning to come over. Because it's so easy to overlook health insurance because it's free in England and wherever. It's not, but it feels like it is. And I get another message, this one. If you are overweight or whatever, if you are fat, overweight and unhealthy, go home. Now, I think that was indirectly aimed at me. Yeah, all right, I'm a bit of a fat git. But I'm just like, hang on, what is this now? 3 times in a bloody week, I've been told to go home. Are the gods trying to tell me something? Maybe they are. I don't know. But what about you guys? Now, I live in Isan, and as I've mentioned already, most people just welcome you. But what's it like for you if you live in Thailand and you've been here for a long time? Do you ever get problems from Thais and even foreigners? It's 2-1 to the foreigners at the minute against the Thais, telling me to get out this week. I wonder if anyone else will. What's it like for you? Have you ever been told to get out and leave their country or leave this country for whatever reason? You know? I find it bizarre. If you have, let me know in the comments below and let's have a bit of a chat. Hey. Anyway, continuing my moan form on Moanday. The other one's the bloody weather. It's been horrendous. It really has. It's just been awful weather all week and last week. As I say, if you've been keeping up with my videos, a couple of weeks ago I was in hospital after being in the south because I got some bacterial infection that almost felt like my brain was going to explode. Spent a couple of days in hospital and I came out and but I'd already spent about 4 or 5 days in bed before I went to hospital, and I'm feeling all flabby and fat and lethargic and I just want to get out and do some walking. But it basically just every single day for 2 weeks, it just pissed it down, you know? Last week was mostly in the daytime, little bits here and there, but it was just cloudy and big clouds looking at you going, don't bother going out, mate. If you go out, I'm going to rain on you. So I was like, right, whatever. And then this week, Monday, Tuesday, I had a few commitments. I had to go to the hospital on Monday for a checkup. And then Tuesday, something else, I can't remember. But then I thought, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday this week, I'm going to make videos. Wednesday came. Got up, took Bob to work. Look at Wednesday. Here's Wednesday's weather. Me driving back home after dropping Bo off at university. Look at the weather. Absolutely atrocious. And it was like that all day. And I apologise for the terrible footage, by the way, but I kind of just shoved my phone on the dashboard. And then Thursday, I thought, well, it's been raining all day Thursday. Should be all right. Sorry, Wednesday, it's going to be all right Thursday. Off I went. It was the same. Just raining all day. Couldn't do anything, couldn't get out, gave up. And then I thought, well, Friday's going to be all right then. And what happened? Thursday night, it paced it down all night. Not literally for an hour, like the whole entire night. And to the point, I woke up in the morning, and I only know this because I actually woke up at 2 a.m. to watch Man City, and it was still pissing it down then. Went to sleep at 4. 6 o'clock I woke up, and it's still raining, and I took Bo to work. I thought, it's going to rain itself out. It's going to rain itself out. Of course it is. Did it? No, look at this. The rain's even bloody worse. It was heavier rain on Friday than it had been all week, and it continued throughout the whole day. So what's it like for you guys? What's the weather like? If you're living in Thailand and you live somewhere else, what's the weather like at the minute? Because in Khon Kaen, it's atrocious, and it's been that way for 2 weeks. And today is Saturday. I woke up, I thought, oh, is it going to be the same? Oddly, it was okay. And my missus had already been up earlier than me, because I was up watching the snooker really late. And she wanted to go to some cafe somewhere in town, and I'm not a cafe fan, so I said, all right, here you go. And all of a sudden it stopped raining. I was like, yay! So I thought I'd come out, and I'd come to my favourite place here. And the sun's been out. I can see a bit of blue. There is some blue, but to be honest, it's really cloudy. Anyway, that's enough of a rant for today. Weather and, I'm not going to say racist people, but weather and ignorant people. Let's just say that. That's what's annoyed me this week. What's annoyed you this week? Anything? If it has, let me know below. I need some coffee. So, let's hit the road before that rain comes back. God, I've hated this week. As you can see, very soft. Oh, yeah. As you can see, this still isn't finished. Months on. Alright, I'm gonna go on the inside, it's safer. But they've actually finished the drainage system. Now they're just doing all this backfill, which is really messy, and it's horrible if you're on your bike. Wow. สวัสดีครับ เติมลมหน่อยได้ไหมครับ ได้ครับ โอ้ย Hello you. Hello. โอ้เป็นไรเป็นไงเนี่ย Yeah, I always come to this place. Best place for bikes. If ever you're in Khon Kaen, there's the PCT there. I always come here. It's always good. Doesn't speak English, but just point. He knows what you do. He knows what you want. Nice old Yamaha. Oh, that feels much better. It's not so bouncy now, especially with a fat git on this little bike. It's just like horrible. I never take Bo on the back to the corner shop. Oh, it's even worse. Right, I'm gonna go down the road. I want to get some coffee. Ow. Yeah, you can see these big things they're putting in. Okay, and I'm going to go to CJ Moore. If I can. Oh. you're into your beers, if you like IPA, that is a very, very good beer. Very nice IPA. I've had that a few times. It's 5.5, I believe. Yep. 5.5. It's actually okay. If you like IPAs, Moanday is worth it. Balls. The one I usually get is there. It's cheaper, but they ain't got any. And that one's okay, but I go for that one. I'll go to Tesco's just next door. And bollocks. Ain't got any here either. Oh, there must be a worldwide ban on it. Something. Oh, I'll have to bite the bullet and get this one. This one's actually alright. I know people will go, ew, you don't drink freeze-dried coffee, I only have percolated, blop, 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 blop. Well, that's up to you, but I'm very lazy. Although I do like a Vietnamese coffee that's made very, very, very easily. It doesn't require any skill. 199 baht. But if you look at what else is available, sorry. If you're just going for cheap stuff, like the cheapo that I am, then the answer is no. Any of this stuff? Go on in, what's your coffee? What do you drink? You tell me. Don't get me wrong, I mostly drink tea, but I like a couple in the morning. Bond Cafe, that could be alright. Isn't that one? Isn't that the no, could use that. There you go, you use that. Anyway, I'm back at my favourite destination now. My house is not too far away from here, and I've even treated myself to a couple of little beers. Only Leo though, because they don't have Chang at the little corner shop. But very, very quickly, I'll just tell you, I'm actually going to start making those review videos of 2 or 3 different things that are all Thai products. Just for fun, it's nothing serious, and let's just get a little bit of conversation going on that. They will be coming very, very, very soon, and that's about all the news I've got at the moment, other than I am feeling really, really good now. Thank you so much for a lot of kind words about me being in hospital recently. I did feel terrible, really, really did feel terrible, but now I am loads, loads, loads better. So that's about it. Everything's good in the world. Bo's happy. She's busy doing tests at university at the moment. My cat's back home. He was in hospital for nearly 2 weeks. He's fine now, being a pain in the ass as per. So yes, it's Saturday. I'm going to go home. I'm going to watch my football tonight. In a few hours, actually a couple of hours, it's kicking off. And that's about it. So that will just about do for today, guys. Take care. See you in the next one. Cheers.